Brighton reject Man U's opening player plus cash swap deal for £115 million rated Carlos Baleba. Man Utd are offering Brighton a major talent in return for Carlos Baleba. Brighton have reportedly rejected Manchester United's opening bid for Carlos Baleba, which included a player, as part of the deal. United are now looking for midfield reinforcements, having so far focused on attack with the arrivals of Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko, and have identified Baleba 21 as their top target. According to the Standard, Man Utd launched a player plus cash swap offer for the Cameroon international. The Red Devils offered Toby Collier in a part exchange deal for the defensive midfielder. This comes following recent reports suggesting the Seagulls would only begin to consider a bid worth over the £115 million they accepted for the sale of Moises Caicedo to Chelsea in 2023. And Fabian Herzler's side has insisted Baleba is not for sale this summer. Nevertheless, United remain undeterred and are planning to continue pushing for the Cameroonian's signature. Baleba missed Brighton's last 3 preseason games, having not played since mid. But it was reported the midfielder has been struggling with a knee injury, picked up in training, and was with the rest of the squad on Saturday to watch his teammates in action against Wolves. Brighton, though, are still preparing for Baleba's potential exit with a succession plan. Diego Gomez and Malik Yalquay are already posing as potential successors in midfield. Jack Hinchelwood, Matt O'Reilly, Matt Zweifer, and Yassine Ayari are also pushing for more minutes this coming season. This is a tried-and-tested formula for Brighton, as they've lost key players in the past, such as Yves Bissouma, Caicedo, and Alexis Mac Allister, only for others to step up and fill in. Carlos Baleba, joining Man United, relies on Ineos striking critical £40 million deal as soon as possible. Manchester United have turned their attention to Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba as their next transfer target this summer. The recent £66 million arrival of Benjamin Sesko has taken Manchester United's summer spending north of £200 million. But the signs are that Ineos won't stop there. United have made contact over Carlos Baleba. But Brighton's stance is that they don't want to sell their talented midfielder for at least one more year. It was widely anticipated that United would struggle financially this summer, with the Red Devils appearing close to their limits under the profit and sustainability rules. So far, Ineos have managed to be flexible with United's transfer budget. But to sanction a big money move for Carlos Baleba, the Red Devils will have to sell. Alejandro Garnacho's sale will be key to Carlos Baleba pursuit. It has been reported that Brighton want £100 million for Baleba if United are going to make a deal happen this summer. United can't afford Brighton's asking price, but player sales could make it possible. Marcus Rashford's loan move saved United £15 million, but that has been the only significant departure this summer so far. Ineos will be keen to get the cogs turning on deals for the likes of Alejandro Garnacho. Out of the remaining 4 unwanted players left out of Amorim's squad, Garnacho's sale will be the most critical for Ineos. As a Carrington graduate, Garnacho's sale will represent pure profit on the accounting books, which will have a huge impact on the budget. United want £40 million for Garnacho this summer, with talks ongoing with Chelsea to reach an agreement on a permanent sale. How Man United can raise £100 million for Carlos Baleba deal. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Baleba's personal terms will not be an issue. So the only head-scratcher for Ineos is how they will afford the £100 million asking price. United in Focus previously explained how United can still afford a mega deal this summer, and much of it relies on the sale of. Under the current financial rules, the price of incomings is amortized over several years, meaning their accounting costs are spread. Ineos spread the cost of Cunha and Mbeumo and will likely use a similar strategy for Baleba. In contrast, sales are registered immediately, meaning Garnacho's sale would provide an instant £40 million boost to United's PSR calculations. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Man City plot shock move to sign Real Madrid star Rodrygo with Grealish and 2 more outcasts giving green light to leave. Manchester City are considering a move for Real Madrid winger Rodrygo, according to reports. The Citizens are set to lose some attacking talent before the transfer deadline next month. Jack Grealish is on the verge of completing a loan move to Everton ahead of the Premier League opening weekend. Meanwhile, James McAtee is closing in on a £20 million move to Nottingham Forest following his successful U21 European Championship campaign as England captain, with 2 players expected to depart and Savinho potentially following. Manager Pep Guardiola has been exploring potential targets for his attack. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has claimed that Rodrygo is an option being considered. Real Madrid will let the 24-year-old leave the Santiago Bernabeu if he wants to. However, they have set an asking price of around £86.6 million. Manchester City used Real Madrid as a way to humiliate Arsenal yet again. Real Madrid fans have not seen much movement in the transfer market since the club announced Álvaro Carreras signing a few weeks ago. To be very honest, Real Madrid fans have been looking for space to open up in the first team before they even think about signing another player. And since their 25-man squad is now full, there have been hardly any movements. Even on the sales side, they're focused on selling Castilla players, but a move for a first-team player just has not arrived. Manchester City could sign a superstar player from Real Madrid this transfer window. However, that may be changing very soon. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester City are looking at Rodrygo as an option to reinforce their winger position this summer, in case there are a number of wingers leaving the club, which seems like a possibility. This has been the biggest domino for Real Madrid's sales this season. Rodrygo has been rumored to be leaving the club at many points during the window. And as it started looking like he could stay, Manchester City entered the room. Manchester City believe Rodrygo could be an ideal option in the attack for the player. Pep Guardiola has always been a fan of the player, and if they can convince Rodrygo to move to England and pay an important fee, Real Madrid could open up a roster spot. Real Madrid have been holding out for a big offer for the player. It has always been mentioned that the club would consider an exit only if a big offer comes in for the Brazilian. If not, they are more than happy to keep him. However, there was also an important bit to consider. The less Rodrygo plays, the less Real Madrid get for the player. So, a move for the player would have been quietly beneficial for the club too. Arsenal were previously linked with the player, but if Manchester City managed to secure his signing, someone both Arsenal fans and club officials reportedly wanted, it would certainly sting. This would also kick Manchester City back up to the cream of the crop in the Premier League. They had a down year last time around, but signing a player like Rodrygo would mean they finally have a world-class winger after a very long time. It's obviously nowhere near done. Things could always get rejected. These transfers don't always pan out. But this could be huge for Rodrygo, since he could still leave the club, despite rumors initially dying down. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Eberechi Eze responds to Arsenal transfer links after Crystal Palace's Community Shield triumph over Liverpool. Eberechi Eze was quizzed about speculation, linking him with a move to Arsenal after Sunday's Community Shield at Wembley. After netting in Crystal Palace's FA Cup victory in May, Eze was named in Oliver Glasner's starting sheaf for their curtain raiser on Sunday. Palace twice went behind at the home of football against Arne Slot's new-look Liverpool, but equalized on both occasions courtesy of goals from Jean-Philippe Matata and Ismail Assar. For the third season running, the Community Shield was decided on spot kicks. And despite Eze missing from 12 yards, Palace went on to win thanks to a pair of saves from Dean Henderson. Palace subsequently made their way up the 107 steps of the trophy presentation route to celebrate their success, but questions immediately turned to the future of their star man as the England international made his way down the stairs. A fan questioned him on the speculation surrounding a potential move to the Amy. Eze briefly made eye contact with the supporter in question before appearing to crack a smile at the remark as he walked away. The apparent gesture has led to some fans on social media insisting that Eze will be making his way to North London this summer to join Mikel Arteta's side. The Gunners have already enjoyed a productive window after a third successive third-place Premier League finish, including the additions of Martin Zubimendi and £64 million striker Victor Gyökeres. ESI's £68 million release clause reportedly expired earlier this month, with Palace now able to charge whatever they choose for their prize asset. Reports suggest Arsenal value him below the £68 million fee, but that Palace chairman Steve Parish may lower his valuation as the window goes on if he fears Eze could run his deal down into the final year. However, Eze has remained a key target for the club, with reports suggesting that Arsenal's recent spending will not preclude a move for the 27th. Last term, he scored 8 goals and registered 8 assists in the Premier League as Glasner's men secured a 12th place finish. Eze's departure would be a major hit to Palace, who are also at risk of losing captain Mark Jehi, with the centre-back being linked with Liverpool. Meanwhile, last season's top goalscorer Mateta is also being monitored by a number of clubs. If Arsenal were to agree a deal for Eze in the region of £60 million, it would take their summer spending past £250 million, including Victor Gyökeres. Aritata's side have also welcomed the arrivals of Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Kepa Arrizabalaga and Christian Norgard this summer. The Gunners kick off their Premier League campaign on Sunday with a visit to Old Trafford to take on Ruben Amorim's Manchester United. Arsenal close in on marquee signing after reaching financial agreement. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta plans to continue his transfer business with the manager identifying his next target. The Gunners have made some big moves this summer. They have already completed high-profile signings of Martin, Zubamendi, Noni Madueke, and Victor Gyökeres this summer. After finishing second in the Premier League for 3 seasons in a row, the North London club have acted with ambition in the transfer market. Their next aim is add a creative and attacking player in the wide position, and the player they have on their radar is Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze to Arsenal. Fresh from his Community Shield success, Eze could be the next player to arrive at the Emirates Stadium this summer. Football transfers have reported that the financial terms have been agreed between Arsenal and Palace for the transfer of the England international. The Gunners are set to pay a total of €63.5 million, £55 million for the English star, with €34.5 million, £30 million to be paid up front. The remaining sum will be covered through additional installments, the structure of which is still being discussed. The main stumbling block to finalizing the transfer lies not in finances, but in Crystal Palace's readiness to sanction the sale. Palace are determined to line up a suitable replacement before allowing one of their most influential players to depart. Complicating matters further is the club's current leadership situation. Palace have yet to appoint a replacement for departing sporting director Dougie Freedman, a figure who played a key role in transfer negotiations and recruitment strategy. Crystal Palace are holding up the deal, without someone in that position to oversee the final stages of the deal and secure Eze's successor. The club has been reluctant to give the final green light. For Arsenal, securing Eze would be a significant statement of intent. Arteta is an admirer of the creative midfielder who scored 14 goals and provided 11 assists last season for the Eagles. While the move is not yet over the line, all indications suggest that once Palace resolve their internal and recruitment matters, Eze could soon be making the switch to the Emirates Stadium. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Why top clubs snubbed Osimhen? Elise, FIFA Technical Committee member and Nigerian football legend Sunday Elise has explained why several top European clubs appeared reluctant to pursue Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen, citing the staggering total financial package required to secure his services. The former Nigeria captain broke down the true cost of acquiring Osimhen at approximately €187 million over 4 years. In a video circulated on social media, Elisa provided a detailed analysis of the complex transfer saga that eventually saw Osimhen join Turkish champions Galatasaray for a record-breaking fee. Let's get one thing very clear. For the fans, football is passion, love, but for all the actors involved in football, it is business, Elisa said, emphasizing the commercial realities of modern football transfers. The former Ajax midfielder explained that whilst many focused on Napoli's reported €75 million asking price, the actual cost to acquire and maintain Osimhen was considerably higher due to additional financial commitments. Elisa broke down the total package as follows: the €75 million transfer fee, a contractual clause granting Napoli 10% of any future resale, and Osimhen's substantial salary demands of €15 million net per year. The real price for acquiring and maintaining Osimhen is actually €187 million, Elisa stated, highlighting how the striker's wages alone would cost approximately €112 million over a 4-year contract period. The second part, the wages of Osimhen, it's at €15 million net. That's €28 million a year. If you multiply it by 4, you are coming to €112 million. This has been the major problem for clubs trying to acquire Osimhen, he added. The analysis helps explain why Premier League giants Manchester United and Chelsea, despite reported interest, ultimately failed to meet Napoli's overall valuation for the 26-year-old striker. Osimhen's protracted transfer saga dominated much of the summer window, with the Nigerian international's relationship with Napoli becoming increasingly strained as negotiations dragged on. The striker was notably absent from Galatasaray's opening Turkish Super League fixture against Gaziantep, which the Istanbul Giants won 3-0 without their marquee signing. Despite missing the match, Osimhen showed his commitment to his new club by posting a video of himself watching the game on television, captioning it, "Big mood. We keep going." As teammate Unel Moli celebrated the second goal, the Super Eagles star had not participated in preseason training due to the uncertainty surrounding his future, but is expected to be available for Galatasaray's next fixture against Fatih Karagümrük at Rams Park. Galatasaray's acquisition of Osimhen represents the most expensive signing in Turkish football history, with the club reportedly paying the full €75 million transfer fee up front, alongside his annual €15 million net salary. The striker's move to Turkey, while surprising to many, ultimately provided him with the platform to continue his career at the highest level, while securing significant financial rewards. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.